Hello everybody, I am Jay Shady, the voice of reason, and I am here to talk about WrestleMania 25, the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania. This is an okay, decent show, but for the 25th anniversary, this is pretty disappointing, pretty lackluster. 25th anniversary, you really expect something special, something memorable and great, and there's one thing on this show that is special and unique and great and one of the greatest things of all time, but the rest of it is just, it's just, I don't know, it's not that special and memorable. This is the beginning of the worst era of WWE history, in my opinion, the PG era, the rated G era. This is your first WrestleMania after the TV 14 era, first WrestleMania back to being PG, and it just gets worse from this WrestleMania onwards. So yeah, let me talk about the show itself. Your first match was the Money in the Bank ladder match with CM Punk, Kane, Mark Henry, MVP, Shelton Benjamin, Kofi Kingston, Christian, and Finlay. As every Money in the Bank ladder match, at least from the ones from WrestleMania until they went into the whole Money in the Bank pay-per-view itself. As the old Money in the Bank ladder matches, of course, this is another great one. Very fun, very exciting. Money in the Bank match, great for an opening match for WrestleMania. Gets the crowd into it. More great spots in here. You had Shelton Benjamin. He was outside of the ring on this huge-ass ladder, and he does a diving senton off of the ladder. Almost breaks his neck onto all the other superstars. Thank God everybody was there to catch his fall. They were making these crazy ass structures with the ladder, with ladders leaning on top of ladders, leaning on top of ladders. Shelton Benjamin climbing them all. You had a lot of fun spots here, a lot of crazy spots that you could only see in these types of matches. It ends with CM Punk and Kane are fighting at the top of the ladder, and CM Punk kicks Kane off of the ladder, and he wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. The first and I believe the only person to win consecutive Money in the Bank matches. So great opener for WrestleMania 25. Then you get this fucking Kid Rock 10-minute mini concert. And this is, like I said, just this filler shit that you do in between matches at Mania these days. It's just disrupts the whole flow of the show. You know, you're all amped up after a fun, exciting Money in the Bank match, and then you have to sit through a 10-minute mini concert. This is WrestleMania. This isn't a concert. And I mean, Kid Rock, really? Kid fucking Rock? I mean, I like Ball with the Ball, but like, Kid Rock was cool in like 1999 or 2000. He's not cool in 2009. I mean, this was just bullshit. And then after this concert, you have your 25 Diva Battle Royal to crown Miss WrestleMania. This was absolute shit. You didn't know what the fuck was going on. This was horrible. And your winner is Santina Marella. Santino dressed up as a woman. You know, PG bullshit. Whatever. Then you got your handicap elimination match with Chris Jericho against Roddy Piper, Ricky Steamboat, and Jimmy Snuka. And this match was actually better than I expected. I expected this to be atrocious and horrible, but wasn't this not supposed to be the match in the first place? Wasn't it supposed to be like Chris Jericho and Mickey Rourke having some type of confrontation and like match at WrestleMania? I wasn't watching at the time. What the fuck happened to that? Why did that not come out to play? Why did that not come out to being the match at WrestleMania? Instead, you get this match. This match was saved by Ricky Steamboat. Ricky Steamboat really tried to put on a good match here, and he was. It was very surprising and very awesome to see how he still had some great wrestling skill for a man so old. He was pulling out all of his old maneuvers, really trying to keep up with Chris Jericho. So hats off to Ricky Steamboat for really trying to get a good match out of this. And of course, the best part of this match was when it was down to Ricky Steamboat and Chris Jericho. It should have been just Ricky Steamboat versus Chris Jericho if you weren't going to have Mickey Rourke in this. But whatever. Chris Jericho gets the win. I think he gets the code breaker on Ricky Steamboat, gets the pin 1, 2, 3, so he beats all of the legends. And then you have Mickey Rourke come out and he punches Chris Jericho, and that's it. You know, that was your whole celebrity show right there, just a punch and goodbye. So, I mean, the match was actually okay and entertaining at spots, mostly for Ricky Steamboat, but this wasn't even supposed to be the match that we were seeing anyway. Then you got Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy in an Extreme Rules match. And this was a good match, but this could have been so much more better. This could have been one of the WrestleMania matches that we will talk about forever, you know? I mean, this could have been the extreme version of Owen Hart versus Bret Hart. You just have your organic storyline here with the two brothers. You had great storyline with Matt Hardy terrorizing Jeff Hardy, you know, in the past couple of months. And you know what really hurt this match was the PG rating. This match needed to be in the Attitude Era where they were busting out the crazy spots. Ladders upon ladders, tables upon tables. You had some cool spots here, but there should have been millions of spots in this match. This should have been an insane fucking match. This should have had blood everywhere. Just hardcore shit where it looks like they were like putting their lives on the line. And this was, you know, this was good, but I think the PG rating really hurt this fucking match, and you just get a good match instead of possibly one of the greatest matches, WrestleMania matches of all time. It did have a great spot with Jeff Hardy. He has two ladders set up, and he releases off of one ladder over another and does a leg drop. Misses Matt Hardy. It was like fucking 20 feet in the air. That was pretty insane, and the ending was pretty awesome. Matt Hardy puts a chair through Jeff Hardy's neck and does the twist of fate that looked fucking brutal, sadistic, and Matt Hardy gets the victory. So good match, but this could have been so much more if this shit was TV 14. Then you get Rey Mysterio versus JBL for the Intercontinental Championship. This was 21 seconds. Rey Mysterio just does the 619 and a leg drop or something, gets the pin 1, 2, 3, wins the Intercontinental Championship. Like, I'm okay with these, like, exciting out of nowhere short matches where the guy just gets the victory really fast, but not when it's for a big title like the Intercontinental Championship. Like, that shit isn't cool, you know? But whatever. Rey Mysterio wins at 21 seconds. Then you get your fucking match of the night, match of the decade, match of the century, match of the lifetime. The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. In my opinion, the greatest match in history. Not WrestleMania history, but history. Oh, man. Oh, this is just amazing. Phenomenal from start to fucking finish. Everything. Even the build-up to this match was phenomenal. You know, and you actually could think that Shawn Michaels might have been the one to break the streak here, because you might think that, you know, Undertaker would have that respect for Shawn Michaels and would, you know, let Shawn Michaels have that opportunity to break his streak, if anybody else, you know, because of the mutual respect between the two guys in the history. And you had the great build-up with, you know, Shawn Michaels representing the light and God, and Undertaker representing the darkness and the dead and, you know, Satan or whatever. The entrance was awesome with Shawn Michaels descending from the top like he was descending from heaven, all dressed in white. Then you had the Undertaker rising from the bottom of the stage like he was coming from hell, all in black, all dark. One of the best entrances ever. And just the match itself, fucking phenomenal from start to finish. So many great spots in this match, and especially the last 15 minutes of this match, right, starting from when The Undertaker does that sick fucking suicide dive over the top rope, almost breaks his neck and hits the cameraman. From that point on, the next 15 minutes of this match is fucking exhilarating, just breathtaking, heart-stopping shit. It does not let up. It's like unbelievable. It's like you expect this from the closing 5 minutes, but you get this in the closing 15 minutes of this match. From there on, when Shawn Michaels is hoping that Undertaker gets counted out, and he's just like, come on, hurry up the count, and Undertaker gets back in the ring just in time. Then they go into the great fucking finish where they're doing all their finishers on each other and everybody's kicking out. This match is the gold standard for Undertaker matches in recent history in this day and age. This is the gold standard. This is what they model every Undertaker match nowadays after. This is the match that Undertaker always tries to have at WrestleMania, but it's never better than this fucking match. The spot where Undertaker, you have Undertaker doing the choke slam, Michaels kicks out. You have Michaels doing Sweet Chin Music, Undertaker kicks out. Then Undertaker does the last ride, and holy shit, one of the greatest kickouts after that last ride, because Undertaker got so much velocity on Michaels in that last ride, and when Michaels kicks out, the crowd goes absolutely insane. JR and King go fucking insane. And then the tombstone. Shawn Michaels is doing the skin in the cat, and he flips over, but Undertaker catches him and gets him in a tombstone position, and tombstones him. Great fucking spot. And that kick out, when Shawn Michaels kicked out that tombstone, in my opinion, the greatest kick out in fucking history. Unbelievable. The look on Undertaker's face. That's what I loved about this match. For the first time, you had Undertaker getting frustrated that he could just not get this match done, that he could just not finish Shawn Michaels off. And never did you expect Michaels to kick out of that. He had the tombstone, and then he did the thing where he's laying the hand like the rest in peace, and he did the tongue thing. Nobody ever kicks out of that shit. Fucking phenomenal. And they do this a lot now with every Undertaker match has that false finish fest, but it's just like this is the one that makes it special. It loses its specialty after every single match does it. Yeah, it's still exciting when, Undertaker kicks out the pedigree, Triple H kicks out all the maneuvers. They'll probably do that with CM Punk. But it loses its specialty because this was unique. This was the first time they were going all out, kicking out of tombstones, kicking out of chokeslams, kicking out of last rides, getting out of the Hell's Gate, kicking out of Sweet Chin Musics. This was the unique time where nowadays it's like you expect them to kick out of everything. But even the commentary on this match was fucking phenomenal. One of the greatest commentary calls ever. When Michaels kicks out of the tombstone, JR's like, I just had an out-of-body experience. This was amazing. It ends with Michaels going for the moonsault. Undertaker catches him. Tombstone, 1, 2, 3, 17-0. Oh my god. Greatest match in history, in my opinion. This is just 5-star, 5-star. If I could give it 6 stars, I would. It doesn't get better than this. It doesn't get more emotional, more dramatic. What else is there to say? Okay. Woo. Then you get your bad fucking conclusion to this. This should have been the... WWE knew. They had to know that Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels was going to be one of the greatest matches in history just because of the two guys involved in the build-up. Why this was not booked as the main event, I don't understand. You can't expect the crowd to be invested after this shit. You have John Cena versus Edge versus Big Show for the World Heavyweight Championship. And this was decent, this was okay, but I just didn't give a fuck about this match. After seeing a wrestling just respectable, mature classic like Michaels and Taker, I didn't give a fuck about this, generic, force down your throat main event, typical Cena main event bullshit that you get every fucking week, every month. It was this was lowbrow, this was immature, this was juvenile compared to the match that we just saw. And fucking John Cena ruins every fucking match, this guy. It's like every other move that this motherfucker does, he's going for the attitude adjustment because he just doesn't know any other move. Constantly, a minute in, he's going for his finishing maneuver. He goes for the attitude adjustment in this match 6 times just because he doesn't know what the fuck else to do. This was an okay match. Arguably your worst triple threat match for the heavyweight or WWE title at WrestleMania. This was just... It wasn't horrible, it wasn't bad, it was okay, but you don't give a fuck about this match. This isn't a match that we're going to be talking about, years and years and years into the future. This isn't a match that we even remember to this day. This is just there. John Cena wins with he FU's Big Show, FU's Edge, FU's fucking everybody, and gets the victory. Then you get your main event, Triple H versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. And I'm going to say the build-up to this match was fucking amazing. I wasn't watching at the time, but I caught up. Oh my god, the fucking build-up for this was fucking incredible. You had, Randy Orton punning off all of the McMahons one by one, just terrorizing Triple H's life. And this was the last time, to me, that Randy Orton was great. He was this fucking psycho, sadistic, Jack Nicholson Shining type of fucking villain. It was crazy shit. This match gets, I think it gets more shit than it should. I mean, I see people say this is the worst WrestleMania main event of all time. Did you just start fucking watching WWE? Have you not seen a Hogan versus Sid? Taker versus Sid? Shit, I could even think of a recent WrestleMania main event that was worse than this, and The Miz versus John Cena. That was a lot worse than this match. So this isn't the worst main event of all time. This isn't a horrible match. I mean, it's okay, but I do agree that this is a very fucking disappointing match, especially after the build-up to this match and what you were expecting with the McMahons and Randy Orton terrorizing Triple H's life. This was just like, it was there. It was just like, it felt like this match had no storyline to it. It was just a Raw match the two guys were having. I mean, this was okay, but it never really went into that full gear that it should have. And it just didn't, the match itself didn't make sense for the storyline, because based on the storyline with Randy Orton terrorizing Triple H, this should have been brutal. This should have been, you know, looking like an Attitude Era match, them brawling all over the place, fighting into the crowd, fighting everywhere. It should have looked like an Austin versus Rock match. But this was just your basic main event wrestling match. So that didn't make sense with the storyline. You didn't have the McMahons interfere in this match. That was like another bad thing, because that should have happened. And also the stipulation, if Triple H was disqualified or counted out, Randy Orton would win the championship. That totally destroyed this whole fucking match. This match should have been a no disqualification match, because this was the time for these guys to beat the fucking shit out of each other after Randy Orton was attacking Triple H's family. They should have brought out weapons. There should have been blood in this match. It should have been just fucking annihilation. But it was just an average wrestling match. It kind of just ends out of nowhere, you know. Triple H just does the pedigree, and it's like, you should at the end be like, yes, Triple H finally fucking kicked this motherfucker's ass. But it's just like, okay. It's like an okay match, but definitely disappointing. So Triple H wins retains the championship. So I'm going to give this WrestleMania a 7.25 out of 10. And if it wasn't for Michaels and Taker, this would be one of a horrible WrestleMania. But just the fact that, in my opinion, you have the greatest match of all time on this card, just for that alone, it at least makes this a decent, okay show. But definitely disappointing for your 25th anniversary of WrestleMania. I mean, you could, looking at this stuff, you could have had some great things on here, especially from Triple H and Randy Orton, and especially Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy. But a lot of the stuff just underperformed, and after the Michaels and Taker match, it just made everything else look so fucking mediocre. And that's how this show was. It was like mediocre, maybe a little bit more than mediocre, but not good, just decent, just there, just there you go. So there's my review. 7.25 out of 10 for WrestleMania 25. I am Jay Shady, the voice of reason. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.